where I wanted to talk about this instrument especially because this instrument is one of the most misunderstood as well as mm, misused instrument, I would say, because I find a lot of uh, drummers and percussionists out there internationally as well as in our country. By the way, I'm from India, so yeah, so people are there who don't share proper information about this instrument. The way they teach, the techniques that I see, many of them, they are not correct. Okay, I mean, so called technically or grammatically, the stroke playing and counting that I see in various YouTube channels, they are not grammatically or technically correct. So, over here, I have uh, flamenco hybrid cajon, I must say, because this has its strings inside as well as snares as well inside, and this is not interchangeable, or maybe what you can say that on and off snare, whatever you say, like the snare which can go on and off with a flick of a switch. I don't have that as well. So I got this cajon back in 2017 December during this time in 2017, and I have recorded a very good song with my friend. Please go listen to Moonflower by Shomarju Mollik and Dipan Purokai. So I recorded the song with them. So that's how this has been going on, as well as I used this cajon to record many other songs by my another very good musician friend Ognivo. So we are still working on those ideas and mixing and mastering so that we can release maybe next year, hopefully, if things go well. So anyway, so what is the history of this instrument? So this history goes back to South America in Peru. Okay, in Peru, the Spaniards had their colony there, and obviously they had a lot of what do you call that? They have a lot of they had slaves. So these slaves mainly they have come from Africa, and these slaves they have given up everything. I mean, not just given up. I would say. I mean, everything was taken away from them. So the slaves they carried their own African drums with them, and they were eventually taken away by the Spaniards there in Peru. So they had nothing to play. They had no music in their life. So what they decided uh, they would play the boxes in which coffee used to get transported from different farms, as well as other vegetables and um, grains and everything. So they started playing those boxes, and that is how the Peruvian cajon came into existence. And later in 1970s, Paco de Lucia from Spain went to Peru for a gig, and he found that this instrument it already exists there. So he brought it to Spain, and in Spain, this instrument uh, took up another shape and another style of playing. The structure also changed in Spain. So but the basic structure between the Peruvian cajon and a flamenco cajon from Spain is mainly of two types. First is uh, the Peruvian cajons are a bit broad and a bit deep. I mean, I would say it's a bit deeper compared to the flamenco cajons. And in flamenco cajons, the body becomes a bit sleek or sleeker, you would say, and the depth decreases. Okay, the depth of the cajon, that is the breadth of the cajon, it decreases a bit. And inside a good flamenco cajon, you would find two guitar strings that are, attached either in straight shape or in V shape. Okay, it goes either vertically or it goes in a V shape. So that is how the flamenco cajon was invented in Spain, and that is how flamenco got its new instrument called the cajon. And cajon is one of those instruments uh, which is getting substituted by drum. I mean, getting substituted as a drum, I would say, in acoustic setups. Sorry for my fumbles. So they are getting substituted more like a drum in acoustic setups or in a very minimalistic setup. And why not? Because this instrument is so good that um, it has like a good bass as well as I mean the impact of a snare. Okay, so that is why this instrument is so good in substituting a drum kit. So uh, I when I started playing this, even I started substituting it as a drum kit. But later, when I started listening to flamenco music and Peruvian Afro-Peruvian music, I saw that the playing style is different. I've started like watching online videos and learn the Peruvian style and flamenco style, which I'm still not very fluent with, but still I'm trying to see the videos and trying to learn all these things. So maybe I'll make a video on that as well. So how to play Peruvian rhythms and how to play the flamenco rhythms. So uh, I still play it more as a substitute of a drum. I generally cover songs on YouTube for just like that. Like I have nothing to do. I mean, uh, I don't have musicians with whom I can play in this part of the country, because all my friends who play music like Shomarjo and Ognivo and all, with whom I have been playing music for more than a decade now, these people are either in Calcutta or in Hyderabad or in Udupi in India. So that is why it becomes very difficult for me to go there, because I live in Bangalore, so which is in the southern part of the country. Anyway, so what are the different things that I follow? The first thing that I follow while playing cajon is not to play it like this, the way it is kept, straight. Uh, I mean, you'll find that cajon players are there who sit like this on a cajon and they would play. I mean, there's no harm in it, but the four legs of these cajons, they touch the ground, and because of that, the space, I mean, because of the reduction of the space in between the cajon and the floor, I think the sound somewhere gets trapped and it does not come out as it's supposed to be. So I follow one of the traditional methods of playing cajon, that is I tilt it a bit back. I mean, you do not tilt so much that you won't be able to sit, or maybe you might fall. So avoid that kind of seating. Just find out there's a sweet spot on the cajon that you can adjust yourself with according to your height, weight, and preferable seating position. But make sure that you keep your back straight so that you can play for long hours. And for playing long hours, I have got two layers of seats in the cajon. One is a pearl memory foam sheet, and the other one is this saddle seat that I got from a company in India called Hypestring. That is from the western part of the country, which is in Udaipur. So from there, I got this saddle um, cajon seat along with some pouches and everything, where I keep my this musical spoon by Cadence, another company from India. Okay, then I use these unnamed clave sticks that I have with me. So they are there. These clave sticks I play. Uh, then I also have, I guess, an egg shaker. Yeah, I have an egg shaker like this. This was given to me by another guitarist friend of mine. He's like an elder brother to me. His name is Zoeb Hassan. So, and this is another wood shaker I use from another Indian company called Gapu. So anyway, if you're watching this video from any part of this world, maybe you we can engage in chats later on, or if you have any suggestions for playing the cajon in a different way, please share with us. Okay, so yeah, so this is the first thing that I do while I play cajon, that is to sit straight and tilt behind a back. I mean, tilt behind a little bit, so that the sound comes out. Whether you are playing the slap of a cajon, I mean, sorry, of a snare on a cajon, or maybe you want to play the bass pattern, or I mean the bass part of the cajon, which is the middle, this part. So you can play it like this. So anyway, you can play likewise, like uh, you can use the bass of the cajon as well as the snare of the cajon, and you can develop your own groove, and you can play anything you want to. Like, you should complement the music, that's it. I mean, the riff that is played, you should complement that. So the other part of playing cajon is like how to play with your palms. Okay, which part of your palm to be used, how it should be used, and whether my technique is correct or your technique is correct or anyone else's technique is correct. So basically, you'll find many cajon players across the world who uses three different parts for playing the bass as well as the snare. Snare, let me come to snare first. Snare is mainly played with this set of fingers and these fingers individually. Like, if you want to play a slap on the edge of the cajon, you can use these fingers at once like this. Okay, so you can use it like this, and maybe uh, later, if you want to use your finger, you can use it like this as well. I mean, the fingers of both hands. I mean, you can use the snare with right hand as well. So it depends upon how you play it. So whichever hand is suitable for you, you can play with both hands. So on the other hand, you can play the cajon like this, or maybe with your fingers like this. I mean, you join the ring finger and the index finger of both your hands, and sorry, the middle finger and ring finger, and the index finger should be separate. Likewise, like this you can use, like you use the index finger first, followed by the ring finger and the middle finger. Again, you do the same. And I mean, this is how I play. I mean, the basic part of the snare. Now, when it comes to the bass, the bass part, like the heavy part or the low part of your palm, I generally prefer playing with the heel of my palm and the tip of my palm together. I use it like this with both hands. This is how I use like the parts of my palm. You can also maybe use a bit of what should I say? The bit of like the middle part of your palm, this part, the fleshy part. You can use it like this while you want to play some, heavy sounds and all. If you want to play all these sounds, then you can use this part of your hand and hit it, hard. Sorry. So in Spain, if you see flamenco players, they use their fingers very often. Like they use the knuckles of their hand as well. Okay, so they use like some grooves like this. Like they use this part as well as the knuckles. So they play somewhat like this. No, sorry. They use their thumbs. Okay, so I've seen players playing like this, using their knuckles and this part of the finger, and tapping their knuckles on a what should I say, in a proper rhythm. So yeah, I mean I've seen players like this. Now, if you talk about the counting, you should be learning count using the number with followed by E and A. Like if you are learning say a 4 by 4 beat, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and this is how you're supposed to count those notes instead of playing 1 2 3 2 2 3 3 2 1 1 2 3. These combinations, they don't work. I mean, if you literally like pronounce them, if you read them out to the audience, then only they will be able to know. But if you are learning it in a, I mean, in staff notation, or maybe if you are learning it uh, in this counting of music, like 1E and this counting which is there, or maybe in Indian classical music, the way it is counted, if you count it like that using the seven different uh, notes like Sare Gama Pada Nisa or Do Re Mi Sola Fa Tu, whatever it is. So you can like uh, check that. And one more, I should say that you should count while you should be playing. Like if a song is in four, so you should be able to count one, two, three, four. That distinction you should be knowing first. That what is the count on which the song is getting played on. Like if the song is like one E, 2 E, 3 E, 4 E, one triplet, two triplet, three triplet, four triplet, 1 2 3 4 5 6, 2 3 4 5 6. So what is the difference between them? You should be knowing that. Why is it one and two and three and four and or one triplet, two triplet, three triplet, four triplet? If you're playing this, and if you're playing 1 2 3 4 5 6, what is the difference between that? Or maybe 1 2 3 1 2 3. If you are learning that, so what is the difference? You should be knowing that. Okay, so other than that, you should be distinctly knowing the sound, because unless you sit on the instrument and play, you will not be able to identify the sounds. So if you want to identify the sounds, you need to have an instrument. I mean, it doesn't matter whether it's cheap or expensive, like a pro level instrument, but the main thing is to understand the basic sound, which is the bass, which is the snare, whether I can use the sides of the cajon in a different way. If you're playing this, you should be knowing when to hit that, okay, at what count, and then identifying the tempo gradually. Identifying tempo takes a lot of time, because you might not, I mean, initially you might not know or understand the difference between 85 bpm and 90 bpm, or maybe 90 or 100 bpm. It's difficult for you to understand. I mean, it will be difficult for you to understand, but with more listening, I guess this also gets solved. And I mean, practicing is definitely the biggest solution that you can have. And the second biggest solution is listening. Like they go hand in hand. I mean, I should not be ranking them as first and second. I just said, like, according to the numbers. So, on one hand, you need to have practice, on the other hand, you need to have listening. Okay, and taking lessons as well. either from a proper online teacher or offline teacher, whatever you prefer, but a teacher who could teach you the counting, not 1 2 3 2 2 3 3 2 1 1 2 3. This method doesn't work. Okay, it doesn't work or it doesn't help in the long run. Please try to understand. Okay, if you are following any video that is, you know, that is like uh, a lot of flair or maybe a lot of show off is there, then you should doubt the player. You know, people either they know and they show that flair, and people who don't know, they show that flair. Okay, so you have to identify like between good playing and bad playing. You can find out various cajon players from South and Central America, or maybe from USA itself. Okay, who has different, who uses, I mean, these people, they use different types of techniques and playing styles, so you can check them out, okay, before landing up here in India, because in India the cajon is treated just like a timbali. Okay, I'll make a video on timbali if it is required. So uh, in India, it is treated like a timbali where they play, some extra notes or maybe another fill from the drum for which they wanted a high pitch sound. So timbale is not played like that. Similarly, a cajon is also not played like that. So we need to understand that. We need to understand the difference. So yeah, these are the things that you should be keeping in mind. Okay, you might check the channel of Daddy Bahamani. I mean, I hope I spell the name correctly. You can check Ross Taylor, sorry, Ross McCallum, I think. Ross McCallum. You can check Ross McCallum's channel. He is a very good cajon player. Then you can also check some pages from Latin percussions, Minel, conga head. Okay, so these are some of the places where you might get videos where cajons are played the way it should be. Okay, so you might find that there. And one more thing that I would like to include in this video is that uh, the participation of uh, the participation of students in the class, even it matters. If it is too crowded in a class, please don't visit. And if you are learning in a small batch of say 2 to 3 or 5 musicians together under a teacher or maybe in an institution, that becomes easier for the teacher to focus on the students. Don't learn alone or don't learn in a crowded place, because learning alone will only expose you to the ideas of your teachers. If you are learning in a small group, then that group becomes pretty close, and they start exchanging good ideas regarding music and everything. So if you are in a big group, the teacher won't be able to focus on you. You won't be able to comprehend to the lessons that are given to you by the teacher. Okay, so never learn alone and never learn in big groups. Always take the middle path where you will have very few students, not much. Uh, Another thing, what I feel regarding music is that, not music, I mean percussion playing, is the tone. Okay, the tone of the instrument. Like if I am playing a note like this, so it should sound like this. It should not sound like this. These things. The clarity of every note that you play. Okay, so these things, they matter a lot in music. And like, I have been learning and playing music since 2008. I have been on and off music due to my job, because I am a school teacher, which many people might not know. I am an English teacher in India. So I teach English, or I assist my students in learning the language. So yeah, I mean, because of that, I am not actively doing music every time. I don't get to play with other musicians and regularly take lessons. But in these 17, 18 years of my life, uh, I have learnt a lot in music, like a lot of things. Like whenever I learn a new concept, I feel like, I am just maybe floating in an ocean, like a free ocean, where I don't know where I am. I don't know how much is there, to cover yourself, or how much you might know to understand music in a different way. So the more you know, the more you learn. The more you learn, the more you accept that what are your flaws that are within you. Understanding that is also equally important. So yeah, I mean, please play on, play your instrument, love your instrument, feel your instrument. When you're playing an instrument, please feel that instrument, the vibrations, the touch, the touch on the skin of the instrument, or maybe on the head of an instrument, or maybe the vibrations that you feel with a drumstick, the rebounds that you feel on your bass drum pedal or on your hi-hat pedal. I mean, you should feel those things within you. Unless you absorb music, or unless you absorb your instrument, the feelings of your instrument, these things are supposed to connect you with the instrument. And one more thing, what I believe is that when you are having a gig, try to carry your own instruments, instrument with your own hands, with your own hands. You should be able to bear their weight, because unless you carry that, initially you might feel it as a burden, but I have always felt that I have connected with that instrument somehow. That is how it has helped me. I have been telling my friends, my students, the same thing, that unless you carry the weight of the instrument, unless you take that burden, and that burden becomes your love, your passion, and so many things, so many things. So if you don't carry your instrument with your own hands, you won't be able to connect with the instrument. That feel of that weight in your hand, it it should give you the feeling like you're carrying your own baby. Okay, so that is how I have connected with my instruments, whatever I play. I mean, I won't say that I'm a professional level player, but yes, I mean, whatever it is, like, whatever. So this is what I have been trying to convey to people. And please learn the instrument in a proper way first. So yeah, one more stroke I didn't show you, which I use, that is the heel and tip of my thumb as a double stroke. So I mean, heel and tip of my palm, not my finger, thumb. So what I do is, like, I use the heel and tip to create a double stroke. So yeah, this is how I use the double stroke. So yeah, you can always play that as well. So anyway, if you are seeing this video again, please subscribe to my channel. Maybe I'm not that frequent with such videos what I'm sharing right now with you guys. uh, when I teach in class, I constantly blabber like this, and I try to engage my students with that as well. I mean, it's always great to be a teacher. I mean, the teachers are always underpaid, but teaching is a marvelous thing. You can, if you can at least influence around, say, 5 students, or maybe 3 students in a class of 30, That means you are able to engage 10% of people. Even if you don't engage 10%, say you you engage around 0.1% of the class, like which is not even a percent properly. Okay, so even in that, whatever information that goes in their ears, something will get registered here. So if that something might, you know, gradually change a person's mindset. So yeah, getting a good teacher is very important. I am always thankful to Devapratim Bokshi, or he's also known as Tukai, my all-time teacher. And I would like to also thank Mr. Late Monojit Datta, late Mr. Monojit Datta. I'm so sorry. I mean, he has been like the pioneer of Latin music in India, Monojit Datta. He is also known as Kochuda in Calcutta. So I took class there for only 1 hour. I mean 1 year, and I learned a lot of things. I could not continue because of my job and everything. I used to be on and off in the class, but whatever I learned in those few days within a year, that was immense. And I left the class in 2015, and 2016 he passed away. So in 20 after, even after 2016, I have continued classes with Devapratim Bokshi sir. He has been a wonderful person since I know him since 2008. I'm forever grateful to that man. I'm forever grateful to that person for teaching me, for guiding me in music. Okay, and he has been one of those key figures who helped me get humble. I mean, I have been humble always, but the humility that I learned from him is just immense. Okay, the stature that he has as a musician, as a student of these instruments, I would always say that he is just too humble. Okay, he's too good in that. I mean, you are one of the toppers of a university, and you believe that you are none. Okay, you are nobody. So that is what he has been always. And yeah, I mean, this is what I have learned from these two people. And again, like, I have tried learning percussions along with drums, so that I have a new avenue open for me, like how to use this in a bossa nova. At least I will be able to play the bossa nova, or mimic the bossa nova groove on a cajon. Okay, so that's how you develop your playing. So anyway, if you find this video somewhere useful, if you find this video somewhere helpful to you guys, so please, you can like and subscribe my channel. And I don't know when I'll be back again, but yeah, I mean, we hope we meet soon. So yeah, see you all. Good luck and happy new year in advance.